And there it goes. Yeah, full screen. Beautiful. Continue to share. Well, we figure as a nice disclosure, even though you just heard it and you click a button, we want to let you guys know that it's being recorded. We'll be putting it, converting it over to a YouTube link, and then putting it in the agent portal. The last 2 months, I attempted to record and I did audio only. So it wasn't the screen. So the last 2 months, I'm sorry, wasn't there. But going forward, we have started to master this process when we have two brains working together. It's a lot better than just
if you guys don't mind, just go ahead and mute yourselves. That would be great and appreciated. All right. Ready, buddy?
Yes, sir. So today is Tuesday, June 17th, the third Tuesday of June, as always, at 10:30. So remember the TTTs to get it going. Well, it's actually 4 T's, but we say 10:30. TTTT to remind that, except for the central time is at 9:30. So let's get this rock and rolling. We have added 17 new Epideians. So now we're up to 367 total Epideians in the state of Florida. It is good, consistent growth, which is fantastic. We love seeing the growth that is coming in every little area. Kind of sometimes it pops over here or pops over there, and we'll get 2 or 3, and it's just showing that the agents are out there talking, sharing the benefits, sharing what works for them, and bringing everybody in, which is fantastic. So love to see that. And I know after PowerCon, we're probably going to get a big little pop, totally anticipated, because when we release new benefits, that's usually when agents always get excited and share more benefits about like, hey, look, we already have 72 or 74. Now we're up to 92 or 94 that we're about to roll out with. So it's always a good thing, and expect it and anticipate it, and we look forward to the growth. The agents that have joined, I didn't practice this. I didn't practice this. So I apologize if you're on. DeMarie.
No, and you have to get them all right. You can't mess them up.
So if I say it, that just means it's right. So however I say it means that it's right. DeMarie Lieris, Jason Daughtry, Anthony Massara, Jeff Gonzalez, Sharuk Tariq, Chandor Petrus, Caroline Barona, Chase Phoenix, Jasmine Coronado, Tracy Glenn, Matt English, Simon Carmen, Damian Respoli, Ben Glenn, Jay Santos, Marcus Schallenberger, and Kyle Walls. Thank you, Kyle, for being the easiest and best name to say. Appreciate that. So those are our 17 new Epideians throughout the states, and they have joined us and they've taken the leap, and they have decided that Epic is a place for them, and we will support them and encourage them and get their growth going, because without agents, without you guys producing, without you doing what you do best, there is no brokerage, there is no Epic, there is no nothing. So thank you. Keep coming on over, keep telling your friends and family, and let's keep this rock and rolling. The May results have been staggering. I don't know if you guys look at those big numbers there, but the total home sales volume, 50,722,068 in home sales. That is up 22%. So it was almost 42 million, Hank. Just
under 42 million in April.
Hank
and
Pat,
what's great is all these numbers kind of line up. You know, it's not, we're all doing the same amount of business. 192 units. I really thought we were going to cap that 200 and supersede it. So maybe July, hopefully, or June, we're going to get past it. but 192 units means we're up 20%, which means it was like 161 last month.
160. Yep.
160 for April, and then up to 192. That's crazy. And then gross agent paid income, which means that you guys as agents earned $1,461,171, which is up 23% over April, which is crazy. And again, these numbers are just all perfect: 22%, 20%, 23%. Huge uptakes, which we know is obviously due to the spring and summer selling season. So if you guys are not out there getting it, someone else is. You need to be wearing the Epic badge or your name badge. And I always tell people, turn it upside down when you're at the grocery store. It's an easy way for people to come over and talk to you, because they're like, hey man, your name badge is upside down. Easy, smooth icebreaker. They'll ask what it is or how to say that, or you just tell them and you start flowing into a nice conversation about real estate. Really simple and easy. But get out there often and talk to as many people as possible, because it is heating up.
Yeah, this is great, guys. And I just want to just say that, like, I'm very, very proud of everybody here at Epic. To go up 20% plus in all of these categories in a month is just phenomenal. So you guys are out there, you're crushing it. And I already peaked at June, Brian. I didn't even tell you. We are already over 130 transactions sold for June.
What?
Yeah, that's why we've been so dang busy. So
Oh
we are
goodness.
going to crush 200 units for June. And I think we're already at 30 million in volume. So we're going to be probably 60-ish million for June. I didn't look at the commission paid, but my guess is it's going to be creeping towards 2 million.
Wow. That is
So
that is awesome. Holy smokes. Yeah, I just thought that, it was CDA going through just one after another, which is the best thing ever. And obviously the best part is that you guys are knocking out of the park. The dot loop files are getting so much better. They're very clean, very pristine. Everyone is doing a fantastic job. We'll get to that a little bit later, but I just wanted to throw that out there. If I don't get to don't want to forget any compliment, because you guys are making our job more manageable by having
yeah.
more help. Yeah, help us to help you is fantastic. So thank you. We do have a special guest today. It is Reminder Media. His name is actually Brandon. It's not Matt. Matt was the guy who set it up.
I'm Brandon.
But yeah, Brandon.
I'm sorry, Brandon.
I just got the call, Hanks. I got the call like 10 minutes ago. That'd be Brandon and not Matt. But Brandon is here from Reminder Media to talk to us about the magazine company. So Brandon, go ahead and tell us about yourself and let us know what you have going on at Reminder Media.
All right. Well, wonderful. Yeah, and actually, would I be able to share my screen?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Try it. See if you can do it.
Yep, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, let me share that here quick and I'll get right into it here. Whoops, there we go. All right. So yes, I'm Brandon with Reminder Media. It's a pleasure to meet everybody. I am not Matt, but Matt is a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. So you guys are stuck with me today. So, but anyway, and actually I like that a little bit about myself real quick. I promise. Been here almost be 4 years in August. Really, we've really transformed made a lot of transformation since I've been here. I love what I do, love our concept and our product, and I love, helping you guys out. We've worked with a lot of agents. So in case you're not familiar with Reminder Media, we've probably been around almost 21 years now. August of 2004 is when we started. 36,000 clients currently, 140 industries we work in. However, if you ask me, where did we get our name on the map in marketing? Clearly, real estate. We've had a lot of success over the years, and I know we work with a couple here at the office as well. So our main thing is all about referrals. So that's what we're talking about today. And by the way, I have to comment, I do a lot of webinars. You guys are crushing it. I was like shocked at what I came into. So good job there. But that tells me you guys are busy. So you need to continue connecting with people, and we can help on that end. So 2 quick notes of the points of data I'd like to share. 81% of sellers only interviewed one agent. And by the way, this is according to our friends at NAR, so their 2024 report they put out. So 81% of sellers, first agent they talk with, that's who gets the listing. 65% of sellers, 56% of buyers found their agent through referral or used the last agent that they had a relationship with. To put this kind of more on terms that makes it easier to look at, one of the biggest struggles in real estate, or a lot of agents face oftentimes, is you guys get busy. You have families. You really are the busiest people I talk with. So it's kind of easy to get your focus off of the number one lead source, and that's referrals, your network, your community. And of course, if you see here, 65% came from that side of the pond. But what happens though is you kind of can get stuck over here where your marketing is kind of like all the same. It's all the stuff that everybody does, and ultimately people forget about you. They aren't seeing you as much. Not that there's anything wrong with doing social media. You got to have a social media presence. But if you see where I'm coming from, our focus is on your key relationships. So then the next question is, what can I do that works? What's going to get me a return on my investment? What's easy, cost efficient? And here's where Reminder Media, we're kind of a weird company. We've been around over 20 years, but we actually own and operate a 5-person real estate team out of Lynchburg, Virginia. Akery Brothers is their name. Look them up, Google search them. They use our marketing touch points. Obviously, last year, they were number 4 in the state. A lot of success. So really the reason I'm sharing that is, as I show you this touch point with our magazines, think to yourself, could I get a couple more deals out of this? Because this is that cost effective. One deal would pay for it for 3 years. At least. So our magazines, we have 4 different styles. One thing I like to mention is look at these as kind of like the way to get in front of people more so than the magazine. These are impressive. They stand out. They feature you at 6 different areas. And more than anything, people like receiving them because it's unique and different. So we have American Lifestyles. A lot of agents, if you've heard of us before, you know American Lifestyles. We've marketed that well over the years. Arts, Travel, Leisure. We have a home and garden called Good to Be Home. And then we have a health and wellness called Start Healthy. One change we've made in the last year, you can mix and match these. You can use one or mail all 3 to different clients, totally up to you. But the big thing is, these look like a lot of work, but we do it all for you. So front cover is where you're featured. Inside front cover is a personalized letter, 2 tear out cards, and then the inside back cover and the back cover. That's again where your business is featured. We can put all kinds of different things on those back covers, including non-real estate stuff like a charity, lots of different things we can do there. But as you get into the magazine, to show you real quick, so on the front cover, and we just made some huge updates on these covers. So you might have seen these before. They look different. That's on purpose because we made some game-changing changes on these, in my opinion, anyway. So your photos located here. All your brokerage information is here at the bottom. They all say compliments of you at the top. So again, if you kind of think of these more as a gift, something item of value, that's why we got that up there. And we never put a date. Reason being, we all know this. People keep things longer without a date. And also, you have your choice of covers on each edition. So typically, we have anywhere from 10 to 12 cover choices. That way, you can really kind of make this the look that you like. The QR code at the bottom, I'm going to hold off on that. That's a new strategy that has been just amazing out there. Whoops, I wanted to go this where I did my wrong, clicked the wrong thing here. So as you open these up, here's your personalized letter. It's addressed to your clients. It's a nice personalized greeting. 2 tear out cards, as I mentioned. First one is here on the inside cover. Recipes are very popular, that type of thing as well. Reason recipes a lot of our clients use is because people love recipes. They keep them. Then they make that chicken wing or whatever special sauce. They're thinking of you versus your competition, wherever that might be, as corny as it sounds. But of course, these are all about as well shelf life. The content of Good to Be Home is kind of like HGTV meeting the Food Network as far as that goes. So of course, it makes sense. It's in your business. We track our shelf life on these at about 4 to 6 weeks. So people keep them. So they're thinking of you versus somebody different. If you follow me there. One thing you don't see is another advertiser. We keep these just you in the magazine. And then the inside back cover and the back cover, that's again where we can focus on your business. We can add local charity. Maybe you got a listing that's been sitting, lots of things there. So to keep on moving, two tools that we include, the first being, this has been a game changer. We're now including QR codes, of course, connected to a landing page right on the front cover. And the reason I say it's been a game changer is because you can't miss it. It's right there. And what's happening is people, of course, scan the code, goes to a landing page. We set this all up for you. We've been seeing about a 15% scan through rate on these QR codes. So people are scanning them. It's a phenomenal way to get ahead of those 81% of sellers that go with the first agent. You get to them first, chances are you have a good opportunity there. So the personalized letter, 2 quick points. You obviously, I mentioned this is personalized. If you're a newer agent, maybe you're mainly mailing to your sphere, send these to your sphere of influence. If you're also looking at ways to promote yourself in the community, we can set the letter up for prospecting as well. More of a bio, get to know you, the agent. People like that stuff. They want to work with somebody they know they like.
Did we lose him, Brian?
It looks that way. I was just wondering the same thing if it was my internet or his. He was on a roll.
Dude, crushing it. Absolutely crushing it.
He's still on.
But I bet he rehearsed his though.
He probably does this multiple
I
times
would
a
say
day.
he's been doing this a while, right? Yeah, 15
Yeah.
times a day.
Let's see if he hops
He does-
back
He
through.
does it in his sleep. Brian, he does it in his sleep. Don't feel bad.
I sleep in my sleep, so I'm busy doing that.
Oh, no.
All right.
Yeah, see if he hops back on and we'll
Right.
continue
Well-
it for sure.
Let's get on to the next phase then. And if so, we'll roll back through, but let's continue on. No reason to miss
Yep.
anything.
No problem. Let me bring back up the presentation.
Hey, I'm back.
Oh, there he is.
Man,
Hey.
all the years doing these, I've never
That's
embarrassed, to be totally honest. All right, I'll keep on moving. I'll wrap this up here. So I don't know. Did you guys see this screen, by the way, or where do we kind
No,
of cut up?
I think we're try back one.
Right here.
Yeah, you were telling us how the magazine is free for all of us.
yeah, exactly.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
Great.
Yes, Jonathan, great memory.
Right? I remember that. That right before
yeah.
you look.
All right. Well, I'll keep on moving. So, in a nutshell, where I was going with this screen was, listen, you know, you got to be out there in the community. How do you do it? What accounts for your time? The magazine's an impressive touch piece that you can keep out there. And with that QR code on the front cover, you could get leads on a listing from a doctor's office, from a coffee shop. So it's a huge opportunity, and that's why I say I can't stress it enough. That QR code cover, we introduced that in March. It has been a game changer for our clients. So I'm super pumped about that, if you can't tell. Anyway, and then real quick, partners. If you got a referral partner like a loan officer, a landscaper, you can co-brand in these as well. So some of our clients will do that. So another tool that we include at no charge, and again, going back to getting ahead of listings, you know, people that want to sell their home, you know, Likely to Move is a tool we include at no charge. We will scan your database. We'll scan a database that we build for you, maybe a farming area you want to target. But what this system does, it uses predictive analytics. We have spent a boatload of money in this in the last year and a half to really upgrade the results. Honestly, that's why we did it. And this thing is returning about a 24% accuracy, which means 24% of the addresses the system says are moving in the next 12 months. Over the past 12 months, they moved. So it's a great way to know on your own list who to contact, who to send a magazine to, or maybe your own neighborhood. Maybe you want to know, you know, who's putting that sign up in a couple of weeks. We can do all that, and we provide that at no charge. Huge opportunity there. And then to kind of tie this all together, traditional marketing, you kind of got two ends of the spectrum, kind of going back to the fish pond. You know, you got the not cost effective stuff, you know, the high dollar bottles of wine, gift cards, gift baskets, you know, the once a year kind of stuff. People appreciate that. You do that because they remember you. Understood. But the problem is the time it takes to do all that, and you really can't do it consistently because it's just not cost effective anymore. So the other option is newsletters, flyers, postcards, the go-tos. You know, nothing wrong with these touch points. You got to connect with people. We get that. But if you think about it, when you get a postcard today, you go through your mail today, all of you guys get home and you're going through your mail and you got a marketing piece, even if it's from somebody maybe you know, What are you doing if it looks like a postcard? You're probably tossing it. You're not keeping it. And that's how the magazines have been such a huge home run for our clients for 20 years. It's something easy to get out in front of people. It's cost effective and it's different. It's unique. And people actually like receiving them. That's the recipients, the feedback we get all the time from our recipients. So that's how we can get you, help you get a few more deals this year and make your life a little easier as well. So I got 3 incentives. I'm not coming here without a deal. So we got 3 incentives to share with you to try this once. And actually, before I get into this, is there any questions on the magazines? I know we got kind of interrupted, so I kind of got off my my track that I usually go on. So is there any questions on the magazines themselves before I get into pricing? Nope. All right. I'll keep on moving. You guys are probably tired of me already. So, all right. So 3 incentives. We got a 1 issue, no commitment trial mailing. Try it once. The fear of the unknown, trying something new. We're saying try us and then make that informed decision if you want to continue. The best part is we deliver a 48-page coffee table magazine. Everything I just went through you, including being interrupted, but everything's included for $4.99 per magazine. In other words, for less than the price, you could literally go to CVS, buy a Hallmark card, put postage on, write in it, do all that stuff. We can send a magazine out, shipping included. So that, and the best part about that is you don't even pay that up front. So you'd only pay $249.50 when you actually go to print. So as I mentioned, I'm coming here today with I have to do some kind of a special offer. Normally, one-time setup, this is what you pay to get started, is $300. You go to our website, it's right there, you can't miss it. But what I'm going to do is we're going to knock $200 off. One-time setup will only be $99.99. And the way that works and what's kind of included with setup, if you're curious, is you'll have your own dashboard where you'll log into, update your photos, list of recipients, all included in there. We also give you a resource library. There is a ton of additional marketing you can download, things you can use for the business, all that type of thing, Popeyes, open house kits, everything's in there. And then we also give you exclusivity, which means anybody we mail these to, you own those addresses. And in my opinion, the best part, if you're a busy agent, you'll love the fact that we give you a marketing coach. They're going to help you on this start to finish, the strategies, the tools, using this stuff, because as we know, part of the problem is using the tools you have. They're going to help you with that, with a strategy and everything. So that's all included. So to kind of put this out here to make it more plain and simple, $99 one-time setup. You pay that up front, never again. $4.99 per magazine, 50 magazine minimum. So you're looking at $249.50. You're not paying that now. You'll only pay that when you're ready to print. That includes the 6 places to customize, shipping costs, all in on that as well. And as I mentioned, you'll pay that when you give us the thumbs up to print, one-time trial mailing. So before I leave for today, just one other quick thing I wanted to share. And actually, I'm going to put a QR code up here at the end. But the other little extra you get out of this, picking up the phone, it's always hard, especially if you don't have something to say. The magazine's a great opportunity. Send a few of these out. Maybe you got some clients you haven't talked to in a bit. What are you going to say if you haven't talked to somebody in 2 years, other than, hey, how you doing? The magazine's a great way to send out, get their feedback, see how the relationship is, see if they maybe know somebody looking for a house or, listing. But it's a great opportunity because it makes sense. Because obviously I encourage the calls because guess what? They're probably going to tell you they love the magazine. They appreciate you sending it. And obviously that gives you some good solid feedback. And obviously I'm not going to lie, it helps my cause too. So anyway, before I go for the day, I'm going to put a QR code up, open this up for questions. If you're interested in giving this thing a shot, you've seen the value. Hey, I got to do something. You got to market for fall market, because the thing that I will say as far as timing, we're mailing right now to the end of July. So if you think about it, and don't shoot me for saying this. I know it's not even the 4th yet, but you got to start thinking about back to school, fall market. Great opportunity to get in front of people beforehand and obviously secure more business. So if you're interested, you give me you can scan my code here. And one final little bonus: anybody that wants to give this thing a try on the one-time trial, you scan my code and sign up and pay the $99 within 24 hours. I'm going to include 15 additional magazines at no additional charge. So 15 free magazines, that's worth $75. And just so you know, what I'm willing to do with that is we can mail 65 to your clients. You only pay for 50. I can send those 15 free to you to use promotionally at open houses, high traffic areas. Or if you're sitting here today and you're like, I really like this, but money's tight, we can actually give those to you as a credit. So in other words, you're just going to pay for 35 magazines instead of 50. Totally up to you. We can figure that out later. But if you scan my code there, that'll get you squared away. So before I go for the day, is there any questions? One other quick note, and I am going to put this in the chat. My text, the best way to get a hold of me is 484-804-4486. So I'm on the phone a lot. So the best way to reach me is just shoot me a text, and I will certainly reach out to you right away. But any questions at all? All right. Well, I guess that's it for the day then. So thank you, Brian, for having me out. Appreciate everybody's attention today as well. And I hope to hear from a few of you. And if you are on the fence on this, by the way, this is risk-free. So just so you know, if you pay the $99 and for some reason you decide I'm not moving forward, I'll refund the $99. So keep that in mind as well. That's a policy we have at the company. So hope to hear from some of you. Thank you so much. I'm going to unshare my screen to make sure I don't end your meeting by accident. So I have done that before. So
Thank you, Brandon.
right.
Really appreciate it, man.
Yes, and sorry about the IT stuff. I know I went a little longer. I apologize for that. So I appreciate you guys being cool about that. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's
all right.
Good information. Love to see it. Love to share other ways of being creative in order for us to procure more business. Because like we said, the busier you guys are, the busier we are, the better the company is. So important updates. Hank?
Yeah. So let me just start by saying that we have, for those who don't know, we have what's called Epic Cares and Nemo. So these are corporate run. Brian is actually on the board for Epic Cares, which is fantastic. So he helps chair that committee and bring that to life. But basically, if you know someone that is needing help within our realtor community here, within our Epic agents, encourage them to apply, whether you need help with, you're struggling on some hard times. Like, this is a tough market right now. So for our agents, if we need help with groceries, rents, mortgage, things like that, just, car payments, please feel free to apply to Epic Cares. I mean, the worst they can say is no, but from a standpoint of our agents and us producing, if you're able to donate to this program, that would be phenomenal, to help out those agents that are in need, that do, struggle sometimes. And then we have this other program called Nemo. And Brian, remind me what the acronym stands for exactly. It's National Emergency
Management Organization.
Thank you, Walter.
I'm
You're
the chair.
man.
My
Oh,
voice changed.
wow. So actually the chair, your voice changed. That's hilarious. So Walt Key, one of our area leaders in Northeast Florida, is the chair, which I did not know. So I'm glad to know that. So Nemo is if we have a natural disaster. That is another project the company has put on, and it's anywhere, whether there's tornadoes in Oklahoma or Tennessee, or flood somewhere, or hurricane comes and hits Florida. We have this Nemo program to be able to help out our agents in need with immediate funds. So that is another great program. So please consider donating to these two great causes, and know that the money is well spent for that. The next thing is our transaction coordinators. I want all the agents to know that these are contract to close only. Okay. So what they are being paid for is once you actually get a property under contract, and the TC then will take it all the way to closing. Right now, our transaction coordinators are not set up to put in your MLS listings, get listing agreements signed, get all of that done. That's not what they're there to do. What is included via Epic is contract to close. So we will make sure that everybody knows that process and that we have that out there for everybody, but that's how it goes. We are part of LAR now. So LAR stands for Lakeland Association of Realtors. So if you know any agents that are in the Lakeland area, that are currently with us and not part of LAR because we have not had that association in our tool belt. Now we do. So feel free to let everybody know. If you're attracting agents, you now can say, listen, we have LAR in part of Epic, so they can join directly. So super excited about that for us. The next is our flood disclosure. So FAR came out with a flood disclosure, and I didn't write FAR flood disclosure because there's also a NABOR flood disclosure. I'm not 100% sure if there's a NEFAR one or if they use the FAR one. Probably just
Good.
use the FAR one. But there is a NABOR and a FAR flood disclosure, and it is required right now to be signed on the seller side. What we are doing at Epic is if we are on the buy side, we want our buyer to acknowledge that flood disclosure. So we would need you to please, starting today, we need the flood disclosure on the buy side signed by the buyers at the bottom. So right now it just says copy returned to or received by buyer, and it has a date. Underneath that, there's some blank space. Let's go ahead, put our buyers' signatures on that, have it signed, and let's make this a fully executed document acknowledged by both the sellers and the buyers. So it was already required on our listing side. We are now adding it to our buyer side to be required. And again, this is just a CYA on your side. So we want to make sure that that is taken care of.
And that's you're representing the buyers.
Yep, this is the buyer on the buy side.
So essentially, we always want our clients. So if we're seller only, sellers only. If we're representing the buyers, then we need our buyers to sign it. Makes sense.
Yep, absolutely. All right, go ahead, Brian.
All right, so we'll go back to Nemo and CARES real quick, because
Sure.
CARES is actually managed essentially by Florida. They're me, Danny Torchia, another area leader who is a co-chair, and Michelle Menastra, who is another co-chair. We all got voted in. Ironically, there was 11 of us, and 3 of us from Florida got voted in. And then also Jennifer Jeffcoat is a co-chair for Nemo. And I think I saw Danny is a committee member for Nemo. So Florida cares, guys. Florida, we deal with disaster. We deal with a lot of things, and we care about the agents. So it just goes to show how much we put into it, because we know we are probably the ones who definitely need disaster from time to time. And there may be agents who have life-changing events. And that's what the CARES is for, whenever something unexpected happens, and we're there to assist. But I just want to touch base on that, because there are other area leaders and other Florida agents who are spending extra time on extracurricular activities for Epic to make Epic better, different, and stand out from everybody else. So thank you guys for joining those committees. There's obviously other committees you could join. It's on our agent portal page. So if you ever do feel like you want to be a part of something bigger and better, then go to the agent portal, the top right-hand corner, join committee. There's luxury, there's military, there's Latino, there's an Espanol, there's lots of things. So pick your poison and go have fun with it and make Florida proud. The top of the agent portal. So go to the agent portal, the Epic Cloud page, and it's right there. Okay, so going on, another document is the wire fraud document. We are making mandatory. It's been in there for a little while as an optional one, but there have been recent issues and concerns. Actually saw there is a brokerage that's being sued for $350,000 because they didn't have them sign a disclosure stating that it's on the client to confirm and check their information. So the broker gave the details, and then it ended up going to the wrong place, and now they lost their money. So the broker is being sued, which is unfortunate. That's some of the small details, but in order to get around that and to protect us, because all these documents are for protection and safety, we want to have the client that we are representing sign the wire fraud document. So the flood disclosure signed by your client and the wire fraud signed by your client. Which also rolls into dotloop. So if you want to stop sharing, I'll pull up my screen so I can show you guys. So do you guys see 141 Mahogany Bay?
Yep.
Perfect. So when we talk about submitting after the close, you go to submit your closing disclosure because we have to keep it for 5 years on file by law. So if anything ever comes back, we need to be able to reference this. So you upload the closing disclosure, check this box, and it will check off these two. And then you will do submit for review, post closing documents, and select closing review. Boom. Well, that one tells me I have one document because I didn't move this one over. Let me do this. Booyaka. There we go. So you get a notification if you need to move because that was a placeholder. Good learning lesson there. Now, check it, closing review, submit. Now, Hank and I are going to get a notification that there is something to review. We open all, we review, and then we go into Sisu and we change it from waiting on closing docs to broker approved, which then allows the transaction department to add this to your back end. So if you are at 20 deals, 22 deals, and you're coming close on power agents, and you need those transactions to get you over the hump, we need this closing disclosure in there to close it out. So without that, it will not reflect in the back end as far as your numbers. So please upload the closing disclosure so way we could have that for compliance purposes, law purposes, most importantly. And if you ever need to go back to it, end of the year, I think a lot of people say, hey, don't forget to file your taxes or file for homestead if you haven't already. Here's a quick reminder. Here's a closing disclosure. You're good to go. So it's always a good way of another touch. We talk about staying top of mind, whether it be through a magazine, through phone calls, through postcards, social media ads, whatever. But end of year, when business is slow, great way to reach out. Hey, your taxes are coming up. Here's the taxes that you paid last year. You get to write it off now that you're a homeowner. And also don't forget to file for homestead. Boom. So that is good. Stop share if you want to go back. Hank, please. Alrighty. Make sure you are opted in for text and emails in Lofty. We've gone through, the area leaders have gone through. We think we have everybody. We'd like to send, like we did this morning, a text message reminder of the state meeting, other important reminders, and also Epic will send out reminders for their meetings. And if you guys aren't involved in the Epic meetings, whether it be the Power Wednesday, the other meetings about Lofty that they have, the other trainings that they have with our specific benefits that help you be a better agent and a different agent than every other agent that's out there, is very beneficial for you to get on these calls and learn more, whether you want to learn about commercial or you want to learn about click offers or you want to learn about Lofty, whatever it may be. It is very important that you have the ability to receive the text message, and that is through Lofty, is how they always send them. So double check it, triple check it, we're good to go. And obviously, one of the big events we have going on is PowerCon coming up a week from tomorrow. So right now is your warning. We will not be reviewing CDAs Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You better submit it today. If you have a closing from now to the end of the month, submit your CDA now. So we could get it, we could review it, we could see it. Obviously, the whole plan, the process is to do it 7-10 days prior to closing, which is, 10 days would be the 27th. So we're coming up on the end of the month. I know there's some in there I've reviewed, and Hank has reviewed a bunch of them. I think we're through the 25th. So we've either reviewed it and approved it, or reviewed it and we're waiting on a document to be submitted. So definitely you'll get the notification in Dotloop and in Sisu. So keep your attention on your email when you see something and we will get it going, but please submit your CDA now. We will be checking our emails. We will be answering calls, but we will not be breaking to do the CDAs unless there's a special crazy occasion where it needs to be adjusted because it's off by a penny. Sometimes that happens. I get it. But for the most part, let's be proactive and not reactive. let's get that in. So that way 99.9% of everything is done. We're prepared and we could all enjoy PowerCon because from what I hear, there's a lot of Florida agents going up there. We're going to really represent and knock it out of the park. So please have it all together. And that way we could soak in and absorb, the 20 new benefits that they'll be bringing to us and the speakers and all the information that we will be coming along with. So I think that kind of touches base on everything. Hank, did you have anything else that, oh, there you go. My goodness.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, no, I mean, Brian, you just hit it with PowerCon next week, June 25th to 27th in Nashville. Actually, our regional broker is on this call, Miss Vicky Williams, and she is the Tennessee broker. So I know she's excited to bring PowerCon to her state and city, and we're excited to take us Floridians up there for some less humidity, nicer weather, cooler weather, and enjoy that beautiful town of Nashville. So if you've never been, fantastic time. I know the room block is sold out, but I do know that there are hotels in the surrounding area that do have available, and I know there are still spots available because PowerCon is free for those who do not know. It is 1,000% free to our agents. Josh, Janice and Chris have said that it's going to be free forever, that they'll never charge. So there are still some spots available. I know it maxes out at 1,000 and we are getting close to that number. So if you can get up there, get up there. It'd be a fantastic time for sure.
Hey, she just dropped a link. They're going to be doing an event for the Southeast. So if you are up at PowerCon, register for this event that's in the chat. And you could go and mix and mingle with agents from Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Southeast.
It's for all agents across the country. We don't
Oh,
have silos here, but it is something that we started planning months ago between myself, the Kentucky broker, and Ohio broker Brian Bell, and our Georgia broker Allison Barnett. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have door prizes, food, line dance instructor. It's going to be so much fun. DJ, it's going to be a great time.
I think you said there's a free ride too. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, we have a shuttle service that one of our agents in Tennessee works part-time at a limo service. So they're giving us a great discount on a shuttle van to get
That's
everybody
cool.
back and forth. So you don't have to walk. It's a half a mile. It's not far, but who wants to walk after you've been line dancing? Your feet are going to hurt. So we're going to give you a ride. No excuses. That's going to be on the first day, right after the Mix and Mingle welcome reception at the Gaylord. It may actually kind of cross over a little bit there, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope everybody can make it out. And our sponsors are really throwing down with us. So
That is awesome. Yeah, I cannot wait. I need to learn how to line dance.
it's going to be fun. Oh, and my daughter is a bartender there. That's why we chose that place. And she created 2 signature cocktails for us. It's going to be such a good time.
Oh, that is awesome. So that is that Wednesday. So that's the actual 25th, you guys. So there's a welcome reception for Epic. And then after, we're going to the Nashville Palace. So make sure you sign up so they have a good head count. Vicky did put the Eventbrite link in the chat. So you do need to sign up for that. So super excited to be up there with you, Vicky. Thank you so much for being on the call and supporting Florida.
I just want to say thank you guys so much too. And you guys did have a great meeting layout here. I love your guest speaker. Reminder Media is fantastic. And you guys in Florida are so lucky to have 2 amazing brokers that are just so passionate about helping you guys be the best you can be. I love Brian. I haven't met Hank yet in person, but Brian, I go way back. And I'm so excited to meet you, Hank, next week. There's not an official itinerary out there yet for Nashville. It's probably going to be one of those last minute, you get there, they hand it to you at registration, but just come prepared to have fun.
Yeah, just get there. Let Epic take care of the rest. So super excited. Thank you, Vicky, for that. Our next state meeting, everybody, is Tuesday, July 15th, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. Please note that this is the 3rd Tuesday of every single month. So this is on repeat. So the 3rd Tuesday of every single month is our Florida meeting, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. So our next one being just after the 4th of July. And look forward to all the updates with the new benefits and everything, and what we're doing here in Florida. So, Brian, you want to talk about the convention?
Yes. So one thing that I love is going to the Florida Realtor Convention. Sunday, they have a rebar, which is called the Unconference Conference. It's cool because they have a lot of mastermind breakout classrooms. Essentially, when you get there, there's 8 or 9 topics for about 45 minutes. And then you could hop in and out of each room, and it's everyone kind of sits in a circle, and there's a moderator. There's no one preaching anything. There's no one dictating anything. It's more of a, hey, what is your favorite social media tactic? And just throws out a question and gets engagement. So it's really cool because you hear from everyone around the state and some of their success and their failures. So it's a great educational thing. It's obviously a great networking event. And then the actual convention is on Monday and Tuesday. And they have, I think, over 80 guest speakers between the 2 days. I forget who the keynote speaker is. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it is Monday, August 25th and Tuesday the 26th in Orlando at the Rosen Shingle. It's a great event, one, to learn about new products that's out there in the area, and then just for networking and getting out there. So if you are available towards the end of the month in August, stop in for 1 day, 2 days, whatever it is. There's plenty of hotels right around. You don't have to stay at Rosen Shingle. I always usually stay at a Hilton for far less money, just a mile away or so. So it's a great event for everyone to go to. If you have the time, definitely take a look and check it out.
We are looking into doing a Florida State pep rally, as Brian likes to call it, a Florida meetup, so to speak, towards the end of the year, most likely in November, probably early November. Not 100% sure on the dates yet, but we just want you guys to stay tuned. It'll be in Orlando, and it'll just be getting the whole state of Florida together to mix and mingle and meet other agents and be able to send referrals across the state to other Epic agents. Really talk about our businesses and what's happening in Florida and where the market is. And so because of everything, shareholders a couple months ago and now PowerCon, we figured, hey, let's let it cool off and be in November. And actually November will be, if we plan it right and we have the date right, it'll actually be our 2.5 year anniversary, almost exactly. So it'll be something cool. Everyone's celebrating their full birthday. We want to celebrate half birthdays. Why not? So we're looking at something towards November. So keep your eye out for that. And we have that. And then the last thing on here is our
Not
broker.
for nothing, Hank, but the United States of America is celebrating their 240th birthday this year. So, I mean, come on.
Nice.
We can do 2.5 years.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Jonathan. And last but not least, we have our Florida open office hours every single Tuesday, including today at 1:30 Eastern and 12:30 Central Time. And it is on this same link, which is zoom.epicfl.broker, which is our Zoom link now for everything. So if you've got any questions, need to talk to us, Brian and I, either both of us or one of us will definitely be on there every single Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central for you agents. So, and then the last slide is that. Brian, go ahead. Lead us off.
Yeah.
Lead us off.
What is your drive in 25? We're coming up halfway through. So if you guys have, remember your New Year's resolution, it's a good time to reevaluate, see how you're doing with your New Year's resolution. If you're holding strong, kicking ass, 90% of people stop within the first month. Probably down to like 0.001% of people are still following through with their New Year's resolution. So keep it going. If not, reevaluate, get it started, get it going. It's never too late to get it engaged again. It's better today than never. So get it rock and rolling, get yourself up to par, ready, and reevaluate what is pushing you, what is driving you, and setting and achieving your goals. Because without a goal, without a focus, where are you going? You need to have that destination so you can figure out how to get there. I like to start at the very end, work my way backwards, and that's how I achieve and get to where I want to be, is by setting that goal and then working backwards and figuring out the steps that way. And that's how I know where I'm going to go. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. Your time. I love it when everybody comes on here. I know we ask for an hour every single month. And so thank you very much. And we will have this for the people who didn't share it on the agent portal the next day or two. And we will be
Don't say anything about
good
t-shirts.
to go. Do we have any other questions, comments, concerns that we want to address?
Let me just stop the recording.